Well, we were a bit shocked actually because we hadn't, although Tony had diabetes for some time, we hadn't actually understood the significance of that and how that could impact on his kidneys. And it was only when we went to England that we were aware, and he was put under the care of a renal team, that in fact it was a life-limiting illness. Because Tony was self-employed, didn't have a pension, had to work, he would still need to be able to travel. One of the issues with, for example, dialysis, it would mean that he wouldn't be able to travel overseas, and it would also be limiting for lifestyle. So even if we'd had dialysis at home, for example, then with having 2 cats in the house, they would have been running amok in the bedroom, and that was not appropriate. The other issue with the dialysis was it felt quite restrictive, almost controlling, that 3 days a week Tony would be having to travel to the local facility for dialysis, and perhaps 2 days a week he probably would be feeling quite unwell. One of the important things in choosing the supportive care pathway was it was a quality of life issue, and that the other treatment options would not have actually extended Tony's life. In fact, he could shorten it in some respects. What we found was that the nurse consultants and the renal consultants were excellent in providing advice and options. We were given time to actually consider what would be the best decision for Tony, because there weren't actually any other people we could talk to. We didn't have any friends or knew anybody who had chronic kidney disease. I have to say, we didn't look at any of the written literature at all. It was all face-to-face information, which we found suited our communication styles. Supportive care is a treatment process or program where the patient and the carer are both supported, but the support is that treatment is still given to prolong the patient's life, but it doesn't involve the invasive procedures such as dialysis or transplant. So it's more what is sometimes called conservative management. So it's management by medication. So perhaps diuretics to get rid of excess fluid. Your blood pressure will be checked and monitored, so your blood pressure will be well controlled. Your heart will be checked, and if there's any diabetes, which often there is, it's a precursor to chronic kidney disease, that will also be monitored on a regular basis. One of the things about supportive care is people assume quite incorrectly that there's no what I call active treatment, that you're kind of just left to get on with things, whereas in fact all the treatment options and current medications were prescribed, and sometimes the dosages were altered. And it's not just physical support, there'll also be access to people for emotional and spiritual support if this is recognised or acknowledged by the patient. Tony's GP referred us to the renal team, and it was like not just one person on the team. So there was a nurse consultant, and there was a renal consultant, or more than one renal consultant, and some registrars, and they actually gave us the information that we required. So I felt completely supported and never felt alone that I was making this decision just on my own. I cannot fault the support and care and compassion that we both received from the nurses and the consultants and the other doctors on the team. The team were very supportive in that we could go away, we could contact them if we needed to discuss things further. So we had more information, so very much more informed choice, and it was up to us. And In fact, to be fair, we could have made different decisions about treatments quite later on. It was always checked out with us by the consultant and the nurses. Did we want to consider dialysis? I guess supportive care was the correct choice for Tony and I. It meant that we could continue our lifestyle. We could do the things we enjoyed together. We weren't restricted by a time frame of hospital appointments 3 times a week. And we could very much continue as we wanted to do so before. I guess it was very much about, not exactly a bucket list, but just to make the best of every day that came and to socialise. We were members of the local gym anyway, and we did a lot of exercise. That was for social interaction, to release some endorphins and to keep the body moving, which is important in any chronic disease. I don't think we missed out of anything choosing the supportive care pathway. In fact, the opposite. Because we were very much in control of our life and our lifestyle. We could make those choices without being restricted to time frames with appointments for dialysis or other hospital appointments on a very strict regime. It was very much our decision, an informed choice, and it was perfect for us.